And we are back again. It's your friendly
Woo!
neighborhood film watchers. We are Frankly Football. I am your humble host, Brandon, and I got my man, 100,000 million grand. Set it off, Chris. Chris,
What
how
up,
are you
champ?
feeling, man?
Man, I'm all right, man. Glad to be back, man. Thank you for your patience, man. Thank you for your time, man. I know you got a lot of things going on.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, letting everybody in on what I've been doing. Because we always kind of alluded to it a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah,
but
yeah.
we never kind of got in detail. My
Mm-hmm.
son Keelan Adams is right now the number 5 player in the state of Virginia,
Number
number
one receiver.
number one receiver in the state.
Mm-hmm.
He's the top 30 receiver in the entire country.
Mm-hmm.
Number 189 prospect in the 2024 class.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to break the internet on Thursday because we turned around and did his commitment. He had to choose between Ohio State, Alabama, South Carolina, Pitt, and Virginia Tech. And many people, me and Brandon have talked back and forth. Brandon kind of had an insight on some things we were doing, and we finally made the decision. And Keelan will be taking his talents for the next 3 years. We pray at the minimum, 4 at the most. We
There
are
we
going to
go.
be taking our talents to Virginia Tech and
There we go.
being a Hokie. Let's go Hokies!
There
So
we go.
that has
Great
been
to
my
hear it.
my deal for the last couple of months. Thanks, man. Last couple of months, man, doing official visits, all that stuff, man. Thanks to all of y'all, man, who've been praying for my kid. And we kind of can let the cat out the bag, man. That's where we're going, and super duper excited about that. But with that all
Yeah.
being said, we ain't been talking about these boys. You know
You
what
know what
I'm
I'm
saying? We
saying?
ain't been talking about this team that we love and how we
Yeah.
get down. So, B, we've been talking back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
and we wanted to say what's the 5 hottest questions going into camp.
Yeah.
So we're gonna run them down pretty swiftly, kind of quick, and talk about it in depth. But the number one
Absolutely.
question I got on my mind is, of all the things that are going on with the Cowboys,
Mm-hmm.
what is the dilemma, or what is the biggest thing that can derail this team?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, is the offensive line.
Of
So
course.
what do we do about the left side of this offensive line? And let's
Okay.
break it
See,
down.
here's the thing about the old line, Chris, and I'm glad that we came back today. Today
Right.
is July 18th, right?
Yeah.
Camp starts on like the 21st or the 24th or something like that.
Something like that. Sometime next
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
So we came back in perfect time, right?
Try
And I
to.
think that of course we took a hiatus for a perfect reason. You was jet setting all around the country, took a drink with Nick Saban and all of that. Had to tell him no to his face and all of that.
Damn.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
Ain't that crazy, yo? Crazy. Bro,
Crazy.
told Trick Nick, hey man, you ain't the one. You know what I'm
Hey
saying?
man,
Yeah.
look.
We have to talk about that.
You was a wild guy
Yeah.
for the better part of 2 months.
Yeah.
But your offensive line is 40% of your offense, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
5 out of 11 guys. 40%. The Dallas Cowboys got some questions as to how you twist about that Rubik's Cube, right? How do you get all of them colors to match?
Okay.
And it starts with your guy who was, Captain America, your guy who was Thor, your guy
Thanos.
who was Hercules for
Yeah.
so long.
Yes. Yeah. You start without question with Tyron Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with Tyron Smith is there's 3 numbers that I cannot get out of my head with Tyron Smith.
There we go. Give it to me.
Yeah, hey man, it's 4,
Mm-hmm.
11,
Mm-hmm.
and 6.
There we go. And what do those numbers represent?
4, 11, and 6 are the numbers of the games Tyron Smith has played in the last 3 seasons.
There we go. And that is disheartening, Chris. That is disheartening.
Yeah, it's hard to just stomach for a guy that when he's on the field, he's lights out.
Yeah.
But the problem is keeping him on the field. So the Cowboys kind of did a switcheroo. So we all can remember back a couple of years ago when it was either Micah Parsons or Rashawn Slater. And we collectively were all about Rashawn Slater because we knew that down the road, this would be the issue. Because we knew Tyron could not sustain and stay healthy. Now, we've apologized ad nauseum. You can go back in the files. That we were wrong because getting Michael Parsons was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we still are in this quandary where the left side of the line is still in flux. Now we were able to kind of backpedal and turn around and get young Tyler Smith and turn around and get him, and now he is becoming a left side player. But because we're having to switch him from left guard to left tackle, back to left guard, then back to left tackle, he can't get settled into being the best version of Tyler Smith right now. Mm-hmm. So I think in this situation, we're going to start naming it when these decisions are made between big boss and little boss, right? When the big boss is making it, it's Jerry making it. When the little boss is making it, Steven. And those two guys have two different philosophies. Mm-hmm. Steven, because he was a ball player, he has the heart of a ball player. Yep. He moved like a ball player. Like Jay.
Got that pen and paper in his hand. Right, He's crunching the numbers. Got his bifocals, and he just put them down here on his nose.
Yeah, that's Steven. That's Steven doing that. But when we talk about, I used to be a ball player, and I understand what he feels, and he can be the best of himself, that's Jerry. Mm-hmm. So I think this
year, right here in ball.
Yeah, he gets them. So I think what happened was, for me, this is the outside looking in, this is how I see it. I think they made a decision with their heart instead of with their minds about this with Tyron. I think whatever you get out of Tyron, you get out of Tyron. And what you're hoping happens is you're praying for three things to happen this year. The number one thing you're praying for is that Matt Waletzko turns around and is able to be a suitable backup at left tackle. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing. Second thing you're hoping for is that my main man, Terrence, the Man of Steel, comes back at 100%, right? Mm-hmm. And you're praying that you can get playoff Tyron down the stretch if you need to plug and play a guy. That's what I think. What you think that be?
So, yes, relying on Tyron Smith for any extended stretch of time is fooling no one but yourself.
Right.
No one but yourself, right? And the Cowboys front office, the big boss, right?
Yeah.
Particularly big boss, as you so affectionately call them. I think we're gonna have to coin that term.
Yeah.
I like
big boss. Yeah.
We kind of have this issue where there are progress stoppers in a lot of stages, right? Mm-hmm. And for a long time that was Jason Witten.
You coming out smoking. We've been back. You're just coming out firing off folks. Okay.
I'm throwing left hooks to the body. Left hooks. Okay. For a long time, Jason Witten was a progress stopper at his position.
Right.
And as a result, guys who could have been the heir apparent at their position, Martellus Bennett, and Anthony Fasano was there.
Yeah.
That there were numerous guys who could have been the heir apparent, but time had to pass them by because Witt, was the statue, the firm foundation at his position for so long. Right. We are now seeing that with Tyron. The Cowboys had the option of drafting a left tackle in the 2023 draft. But I believe that we are now seeing a Jason Witten situation with Tyron right now. He's going to be a progress stopper for his position.
Okay.
And as we're going to discuss maybe in another video, they may not have the opportunity to draft another guy early for his position for the immediate future because of their allegiance to him.
Okay. I don't think it's to the point that he'll be able to stop any progress, because here's the thing. I don't see him playing more than 9 games.
Yeah.
if he gets 9 games, that's like a plus side. I
Yeah.
think honestly, getting Matt Walesko last year,
Yes.
him being hurt, and this is the one thing we're not, or sometimes we don't realize what's the biggest factor
Uh-huh.
is that off season, that whole season of just being a professional football player, not going to class, all you do is football is huge. So I believe for Matt Walesko, getting the surgery, getting healthy, and having a full year to work inside the system and being with the trainers, I think he will go ahead and he'll come and have an opportunity to have his bumps and bruises, but I think he'll be able to play at a serviceable level at left tackle, moving Tyler back in the right guard where I think he can be an all pro. And
That
I think
part.
we can go from there.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I definitely understand. I just think that they had the opportunity to maybe get somebody better than Matt Walesko. If you recall at pick 26, is that where we drafted?
You're absolutely
Yeah. It was between Bergeron and Mozzie Smith. So
right.
they even had the opportunity to get Matthew Bergeron at
Right.
26, and they just
But see, I
passed on the
think
opportunity.
but I think in that instance, I think you could not pass uh up getting probably a top 15 defensive tackle at where you were drafted. Because me and you have talked offline, you don't
Yes.
get those kind of guys that late.
Yes.
Usually you don't turn around and get a top flight defensive. Either you get him early or you draft him late, fifth,
Okay.
sixth round, and get him, and then you develop him into that guy.
Yeah.
I think you turn around and getting Mozzie where you got him,
Mhm.
and him being probably the second. He probably, according to what we felt, he was the second best defensive tackle on the board,
Yeah.
and in the draft. So if you
Yeah.
can get him at 26, that's a premium spot, and I think he's going to pay huge dividends. So we have to trust the process when it comes to them with offensive linemen because of all the things that they've been great and not missing at. I mean,
Right.
absolutely stunning at, and getting guys who are serviceable and not just serviceable like 4 years play here. They go somewhere else and play, aka Connor Williams. They go somewhere else and play, so they can get offensive tackle. They can get offensive linemen. So I believe getting Walesko, and I might dare I say Josh Ball, giving him his last chance. Hey,
Here's the thing about Josh Ball, Chris.
give it to me.
Here's the thing about Josh Ball. We gotta remember that every year, that flash drive with that blackmail, that evidence, that encrypted file of those incriminating photos and videos, they get passed around every year. And for the past, I'll say, year or two, Josh Ball has been in possession of said file. He's a made man amongst that front office.
You
right?
know what? I don't know if the files make you better or they just keep you on the roster long enough
They
so you
just
can
keep
get
you
them.
on the roster, and for some
Okay.
reason, they allow Josh Ball to get playing time.
Yeah. Well, I think they had to figure out if he's that guy. They wanted to find out if he could actually play.
What Josh Ball did is he just pulled it out. He just pulled the flash drive out. He just had to let them know.
Yeah.
He won't want to be messed with.
Well, I mean, I think that's the one thing Josh did. So I think this year is a make or break for him. And I think they've got some other guys in the fold that they've drafted to start kind of maybe easing the background or easing the rotational pieces in some different areas. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting on that whole front for guys. We got all pro Tyler, we got all pro bowler, not all pro, but pro bowler Tyler Biotis fighting for his job.
Absolutely.
Zach
100%.
Martin. Yeah, Zach Martin is probably playing.
He's still the
at
jump.
he's still El Presidente. He is the guy, but I think it's time for him that he's going to start deteriorating and he's on the downside of his career. You got to figure out this year, man. And this is one thing that little boss has done that's always made me wonder what's going on with him. He's got 3 contracts that he's got to get signed this year and get them taken care of, so he's not in a bind coming in next year. So, and that's gonna be something we can talk about as well with with Terrence Steele's contract and just figuring out what the O-line. So going into camp, our biggest question is what's going on with the offensive line. So
Absolutely.
as always,
actually, I do want to ask you about this, Chris. You talked about Matt Waletzko. Do you have any faith in Asim Richards? Being possibly a guy who could see reps in the event that Tyron Smith misses time.
Not at tackle. I think he's more ideal to play guard than he is tackle. I think what I saw from Asim Richards from his film. See, that's funny because of all the teams you could have talked about. Yeah. Talking about the North Carolina Tar Heel football team, kind of because I love them a little bit. I kind of got a little bit more depth or insight than I saw.
Yeah.
Asim is a catcher.
Yeah.
He likes to catch people. He's not the brute. He's not the enforcer that Tyler Smith is. He's more of I'm going to give ground. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be a straight wrestling match. And I think that first year in the league is going to be really tough for him. So can he make the team and probably replace that swing tackle situation or that swing guard situation we have? He probably can. He can probably come and be the Conor McGovern was for us the last couple of years and be a swing guard. But I think that tackle situation is going to be between Tyron, Waletzko, and Josh Ball. Those are going to be my guys fighting for that swing tackle position to be able to go right or left and be able to plug in and guard Asim Richards.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you be interested in possibly moving two guys? And what I mean by that is kicking Tyler Smith outside and then moving a guy into that guard position.
Well, that's what Tyler is. That's what Tyler is, being the ultimate left side guy. He can move out. My goal is to get him where he can go and work and learn how to be great. Yeah. And being that the division that we play in, I'd rather have Tyler Smith on the inside fighting those fights against Jonathan Allen, Deshaun Hand, Jordan Davis, who will probably play this year, and dealing with those monsters that we have to deal with in our own division and in our own conference, dealing with the Hargroves in San Francisco and things of that nature. So I would rather have him playing guard and then having either Waletzko or Tyron, a combination of Waletzko, Tyron on the outside, Terrence Steele manning the right side and going from there.
So if a Tyron injury happens, you're not moving Tyler?
No, I'm not. Okay. I'm not because because the guy who I can move in at guard, I'm not sure if he is it. The guy moving the guard is a first year guy. Yeah. I'm either gonna move Asim Richards in at guard, or I'm gonna bring in
Chuma
Edoga.
Chuma Edoga?
No, man, come on, bro. He just a camp body. That dude's terrible. I mean, you just throwing out names. I thought what are you talking about, man?
It's a name. It's a name.
Yeah, it's a name. Yeah, it's a body. It's a body. So and so I want Tyler inside. I want a tight pocket of Tyler, Zach. That's what I want in fighting those battles with those Monstars from our division and from our conference. That's what I want to deal with. So no, Matt Waletzko is my guy. All eyes are on Matt Waletzko for me going into camp.
Okay.
Yep.
I can feel it, man. So I think that's the main things that we got with O-line. We're gonna have some questions in the future, but it all kind of hinges on Tyron's health. Is there anything else that you want to add, Chris?
Listen, man, all I can hope for, man, is that the football gods give me 9 games for Tyron Smith. Yeah. I live in a world of playing a 20-game season, and I just need 9 games from Tyron Smith. I don't care if I get those 9 if I don't get them in the back end, going into the playoffs towards the Super Bowl. So at that time, if I can get those 9 games, or if I can get 2 or 3 at the beginning of the season, gets off to a good start, him stay healthy. Well, let's go work his way into shape, playing in that middle stretch, and Tyler come play at the back end. But at the end of the game, I need 9 games. I am praying that Tyron Smith defeats all odds of his health and gets me 9 games. But he ain't been able to do it the last 3 years. That's all I'm saying.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Praying for a full season is just foolishness.
No,
It's just
man. That's
absolutely-
fool's gold. That's fool's gold. I don't do that anymore. That's fool's
Absolutely,
gold.
man.
That's it, man.
But if you have stuck with us throughout this whole video, please remember to go ahead and smash that like button. Smash that like button. And if you have been waiting for us to come back from our very much needed hiatus, hit that subscribe button as well. Tell us how much you've been waiting for us to come back.
Right. And don't forget to drop a comment, man, on the video, man. And thanks for rocking with us, man. We're glad to be back in the YouTube universe, man. Happy to be kicking it back with Cowboy YouTubers, man. And as always, man, it is a pleasure and an honor to be the right-hand man of this great gentleman here, man. This is my main man, B Hart. And I am your dude, Set It Off Chris. And we together, man, are Frankly Football. And until next time,
Peace.